Back at it again for the third time, and I gotta tell you folks, this place looks stacked. Where should we get started? Ashes of Diamonds, that is a maybe. That is a maybe. Kino film. Shout out to Martin Scorsese and Francis Ford Coppola. 39 Steps, Alfred Hitchcock's first masterpiece. Maybe. That's not a Criterion. My biggest one I want to pick up is Inland Empire, and I can't find it. I heard this film's really good, so that's also on my maybe list. Army of Shadows, I just watched this one. I got a video coming out of it pretty soon. Ah man, look at this. The disrespect to a classic. I'm sorry, Godzilla, man. You deserve better than that. This is the set I've wanted. Anthony Mann, The Furies. It comes with a novel. It's not like I'll read the book, but it's always nice to have, you know? Deep Cover, aka Deep Purple. If you know, you know. This is a cool find. This is an old copy of Jules and Jim when Criterion was trying the DVD Blu-ray dual format. That's nice. Oh snap. Merry Christmas, Mr. Lawrence. You don't really see this one that often in the wild. That's pretty hot. I already got it, but it's pretty hot. I got a video out on this right now. You better go check it out. It's really good. Excellent. If you know, you know. This is another one that keeps me up at night. Think about just getting all the Carey Gilligan on 4K. What do you guys think? Not a Criterion, but I found this Kino Lorber Dogtooth, the Yorgos Lanthimos. Got the 50% off sticker, so it may be worth it. Orson Welles, Anthony Perkins, Franz Kafka, The Trial. That's a maybe. I just did a video on neo-noirs in the 1990s, and I've never seen To Die For, but I think that would classify as one. Let me know down below. I look at this, you know, the Arrow sale's done, but still 50% off. Not for me though. Transformers 1 had this amazing final battle between Optimus and Megatron that I think should be studied. Harold and Maude, Hal Ashby. I'm still looking for that shampoo. Still can't find it. I don't know if this is a mistake, but Shin Godzilla on 4K, 50% off. That would be about like 22, 23 bucks. Man, I wish I waited. I got this at Walmart for 30, which I thought was a good price, and I was just dogging on the other Barnes & Noble with the Blu-ray. But damn, someone come out here and find this one. Twin Peaks A to Z. I know this is like 40 something off right now on Amazon. Don't like that. But there's another one right here. It's a little better, but it's the stacked discs, man. Like, come on. Like, that's awful. Just awful. What are your thoughts on that? The really sad thing is that there is a lot of stuff here. I just don't care about it. Or I already got it. You know, like Don't Look Now. That would be a good one. Grifter. That's a neo-noir 90s piece. But nothing's truly calling my name. And I just don't want to spend the money on something I don't care about. Or do I? Barnes & Noble number 2. That's right. 2 in one day. Very slim pickings here. I don't think I'm gonna catch them slipping at all. I already went through the regular Blu-rays and 4Ks. They had some pretty cool ones. You know, Bad Lieutenant, Blow Away, No Way Out. But you're not here for that. You're here to watch the Criterions. But there was a couple other cool ones. They had a Eureka movie. Let's see if I can find it. Look at this, yeah, Eureka. That's pretty cool. Don't see that many of these out in the wild. Oh, you see what I see? The standard 4K of Dark City. That's pretty cool, not gonna lie. I love this film. I wonder if the director's cut is also in 4K, if it's just the theatrical. Comment down below if you know. So I'm looking here, Irishman, Raging Bull, Martin Scorsese, shout out. Yeah, nothing's really speaking to me. I do got The Trial. Lahane. I don't see that too often nowadays. Awful sound. They got the Barry Lyndon. So that's my maybe for now. Paris, Texas, the 4K. I got the Blu-ray. Is the 4K worth the upgrade? I don't know. Mahalo Drive 4K, you know that one because it's a nice fat one. Again, I got this on Blu-ray. I don't really think I need the 4K. Shoeshine. That's Italian. Another Barry Lyndon. You know, where's the 4K of Rashomon? Where's the 4K of Memories of Murder? I may upgrade those. Thief 4K, great film. One of my favorite Michael Mann films right there. If you want to get me with the 4Ks, you got to give me like the Digipack. This is all about Eve. Probably E-Essential film. Probably, most likely, 100% essential, probably. Here, watch my video on my 90 Neo-Noirs. They got Blowout, but again, just the Blu-ray. I may upgrade that if I see it. Silence of the Lambs, crazy good film. Don't know if we need it in the collection, but it's number 13. Godzilla, that's one of my big maybes. Uncut Gem, that's the 4K, I believe, yeah. Got that on Blu-ray, I'm fine with that. "4K, Double Indemnity." Got that in Blu-ray, I'm okay with that. Not kid friendly. You know, I gotta talk about Bottle Rockets, one of my favorite Wes Anderson films right here. Top 5. So even though this one is way slimmer than the one I was just at, like what I mean way slimmer, I mean like this is all it's got. And you can't catch him slipping with the regular movies, which is very sad. Because it's too new. This place is brand new, first time I've been here. But yeah, I may get something. My biggest ones are, like I said, Barry Lyndon and All About Eve. You know, this is essential. Joseph L. Mankiewicz. Yeah, I don't know. Pan's Labyrinth. Shout out to Guillermo. You the GOAT. Ugetsu. Great freaking film. Yeah, I'm definitely may pick something up. Not a Pretty Picture. This looks interesting. Comment down below if you know Not a Pretty Picture. That looks interesting. You know, one thing I'm looking for is films that are not at my local Barnes & Noble that I can get very easily. So, like, for example, The Perfect Day, this is not really in that one on 4K, but Barry Lyndon is, so it's like, why get that right now? Decisions. Should I just get The Mean Streets? I don't know. Viewers, help me out. Comment down below what I should do, and I'll listen to your comments and come back and do it. Yeah, I'm not really a huge fan of these new Barnes & Nobles. They kind of look like airport bookstores, which I don't really like. Got the hardcovers. This is really tough right here. The Gundam The Origin Deluxe, Volume 2. That's a tough volume. My viewers. The Baki, The Grappler, Volume 1 and 2. I already got those. So psych about that. City Hunter. Awesome. The Fable. I definitely want this. It's like about the #1 hitman in Japan has to take a vacation or go undercover, you know, lay low. And it's like what he does on his downtime, like hiding out in like a country bumpkin town. I am so in love that Asta no Joe's in America, but look at that price tag, $60. No way, man. No freaking way. Buy it on Amazon, get it on sale, but not for $60. I love these DC compacts. Like, I guess this is a new one, Arkham Asylum, V for Vendetta, Alan Moore. Long Halloween. That's pretty cool. I own this book like 3 times already, so I don't need it again. But if you're new to comic books, pick up All-Star Superman. We got Being John Malkovich. You don't see that everywhere. Spike Jonze. I love adaptation. This is alright. This film looks pretty cool. I'm gonna look it up when I get home. I'm not gonna blind buy it. Truth be told, I'm not really aching to get this. You know, I have it on Blu-ray, but look at the digipack. It's so cool, right? Like, look at that and that. It's very cool. And I got a new appreciation of Ryan O'Neal. I've seen Paper Moon. I've seen The Driver. I think he's a really good actor. Did you guys see the film Bring Her Back? I saw it on Max, and I think the acting was phenomenal. I was just not a huge fan of the story. I'm just really tired of films just being about trauma and how people lash out with trauma. Maybe I'm wrong. I hope I am. I think that's it. I have the film in my possession that I want to get. And I did not talk about it at all in this video, so you don't know what it is. I'll show you when I get back to home base. Until then, you know what to do. And I'm back. Got this tote bag from Barnes & Noble. You get this month. If you remember, I was like, give me that green one. And yeah, now I can bring this and buy some books and movies and use it. Or I can throw it in my closet with the rest of my bags. As you saw, I didn't really have too much options. I went to 2 Barnes & Nobles, and the first one was, again, great. Had a ton of films, but none of them that I needed to get. So I went to a second one that was about a 15-minute drive, and I did get a film there. But I'm not going to show you it till the very, very, very end of the haul. So first up, I bought some comics at not a Barnes & Noble, but at a Books A Million. They have a fantastic clearance section, especially if you're into comics. And they usually have stuff like from Marvel or some Image stuff. This time with some Image stuff. 2 hardcovers. The first one being The House of the Unholy and Night Fever. These are both books by Ed Brubaker and Sean Phillips. I'm a huge fan of both these gentlemen's work. I have a whole shelf over there of their work. The only books I'm missing are the Reckless series and Sleeper, and a couple of the original graphic novels. But these are 2 of them that I did not own. They're both horror adjacent stories, so I'm really looking forward to them. If you don't know who these guys are and you're into film noir, hard-boiled films, if you're into anything that I talk about, pick up the works of these 2 gentlemen. But I'm not going to talk too much about them. The first film I got is not a Criterion, but a Kino Lorber film, and that is Dogtooth. Yep, I picked it up. The Yorgos Lanthimos film. This is a directorial debut. Got it for 50% off. There was a ton of mislabeled items at this Barnes & Noble. Like they had Swordfish for 50% off. They had The Little Buddha, Wayne's World 2, Shane, and a few others. But this was the one I wanted most. I don't know if I'll like it. I read the back of the film, and yeah, I don't know if I like it, but I'm trying to experiment on the type of films I enjoy. I like the Anthemos. I've seen The Favorite, and I absolutely loved it. I own Killer of a Sacred Deer. Got digitally The Lobster. So a ton of stuff that I can learn from him. I can watch from him. I have a friend that's a big fan of Lanthimos, and I can't wait to discuss this film with him. You know, when I told him I bought it, he was laughing. So, c'est la vie. And last, and certainly not least, this is the Criterion that I picked up. It is Spy Number 1175. Directed by David Lynch, the GOAT. Rest in peace. Inland Empire. This is a film I was extremely hesitant to purchase. This isn't exactly a new release, so I've had time to buy it. I think about a year or so to pick this up, and every time I looked at it, I put it back because I was afraid of this film. I was afraid of the context. I was afraid of the length of the film. It's 3 hours long, and this bonus one comes with 75 minutes of extra footage, and I hear it's like this surrealist nightmare shot on a camcorder. Yeah, I didn't know if I was going to like it or not, but I am going through the GOAT's filmography that's including this. So I needed to finish David Lynch's films. I wish it was a digipack to match all the other ones, but it's not. So that's kind of sad. But if you don't know about this film, it stars Laura Dern, and that's all I know. It's like a nightmare. That's all I know. And a year ago, I wouldn't be open to watching it. I wouldn't be open to experiencing it. But I am a different person now. Especially with Lynch here. I've went through his films this year. Most of them so far this year. I got this one, Mulholland Drive, and oh my god, what is it called again? The Nicolas Cage one. I can't remember it. Can't remember it right now. But I got all those. I didn't have this one. I'm going through Twin Peaks right now. I am 2 episodes from finishing the original series. Then I watched the movie, and then I'm going to watch The Return. So if I'm going to experience all of Lynch, I got to experience this. So, yeah. I feel like I'm just rambling. But, you know, Lynch, he's not for everybody. I may not like this film, but, you know, I love Blue Velvet, Eraserhead, Elephant Man, Mulholland Drive, Lost Highway. I'm finishing Twin Peaks. I'm sure I'll find something to enjoy from this. So I'm looking forward to this. This may be the last film I watch this year. So stay tuned to that. So that's the sale, guys. Day 3 in the can. I picture that next week will be the biggest week because Eyes Wide Shut comes out. And I'm looking forward to that one immensely. I've also been looking at the Wim Wenders films, Wings of Desire, Perfect Days, Terry Gilligan's Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas, Fisher King, Time Bandits. Yeah, there's a ton of Criterions I'm looking for, and a ton of films I want to watch, a ton of film projects I want to do for this channel, but there's so many films. Like, you know, look at all these things here. You know, it's just so much, so little time on this planet to, you know, to enjoy, to live, to love these films, but we just gotta take the plunge and choose. Instead of, you know, scrolling all day on Netflix or looking at your bookcase, looking, hey, what movie to watch, you just gotta go in, reach, and take one out. That's what I did today. I'm filming this on Sunday. This is probably gonna go up on Monday or Tuesday. But on Sundays I watch a Criterion, and today I didn't know what to do. I had a few line up, a couple of De Palmas, Criterions, The Gunfighter. I had a few line up, but I wasn't in the mood for any of them. So I was on the shelf, and I was just say, you know, screw it, and I took Paris, Texas. I haven't seen it in a couple years, and, you know, it was a phenomenal film. It was amazing. I loved it. My best experience watching that film, and I just did it. I didn't think about it. I just pulled it off the shelf and watched. That's how I make some of my best decisions when I'm movie watching, is just picking it up and doing it. Not a plan, not let's plan it out. You just do it. Nike. How was your week 3 this month? Did you pick anything up? Are you saving everything for next week? Are you skipping the whole sale together and just going online and buying stuff? I wouldn't blame you. You know, they don't got everything. You know, I'm still looking for shampoo. I need to find shampoo in the wild. So that's the video, everybody. I'm Jack from Manelli Studio Entertainment. And if you like films, if you like television, comic books, subscribe to this channel. This is the channel for you, where we talk all things art here. Maybe not music. And we love collecting and we love watching films here. So subscribe now, please. And like this video to give me confidence, and comment what you picked up this week. With that being said, I'm Jack from Manelli Studio Entertainment saying, also, thank you to all my new subscribers, 135 subscribers. Thank you so much.
Let's get to 150 before the end of the month. Come on, let's do it, baby. With that being said, I'm Jack from Manelli Studio Entertainment saying thank you for watching.